If you have been trading cryptocurrencies for a while, you might have noticed that sometimes there are phases in the market where it's better to invest in altcoins, and sometimes there are phases where it's better to invest in Bitcoin. The big question, of course, is to find out which phase lies ahead. Now, on today's episode of That Crypto Show, I want to show you one easy to use tool where you can determine an altcoin or a Bitcoin season before they are happening, so you can stay ahead of the curve with your trading. Hey everybody, good to see you. Welcome to another episode of That Crypto Show. My name is Dirk Hartig. I'm the head of trading education here at PrimeXBT.com. I'm also a professional trader with 25 years of experience. And on today's episode, I want to talk about how to find out whether an altcoin season or a Bitcoin season lies ahead of us, because if you have nailed that one down, you can up and increase your return on investment and your trading results by quite a margin, because you are going to stay ahead of the curve. You are going to be invested earlier than all the other traders out there. Before we start, why not give us this thumb up, leave us a like and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to offer you great free content like this. Now, there's one great tool, in my opinion, out there to determine whether an altcoin season or Bitcoin season lies ahead, and this is the so-called Altcoin Season Index. It's a metric offered by a great website called intothecryptoverse.com. If you don't know it, go and check it out. I'm going to leave a link to you underneath the video to that website. Altcoin Season Index basically just measures whether over the course of, in this example, the last 90 days, the top 50 altcoins, that excludes stablecoins, by the way, have performed either better or worse than Bitcoin. So right now we see that this altcoin index here is at 41.67, which means that let's round it up, 42% of the altcoins, of the top 50 altcoins out there, have performed better than Bitcoin. If you scroll down here a little bit, you can see the return on investment, where you can see here in the middle we have Bitcoin, the white column. So everything right of this has performed worse than Bitcoin. Everything left of this has performed better than Bitcoin. So we get an overview, like a historic overview of a performance. Now, how can you use this? I want you to notice two things here. There's a red area up here and there's a green area down here. Whenever this metric enters the red area, it's a so-called altcoin season, because then you have more than 75% of the altcoins outperforming Bitcoin over the course of the last 90 days. Whenever we are in this green zone down here, it's a so-called Bitcoin season, because Bitcoin is outperforming more than 75% of the altcoins out there, or the other way around. 25% of the altcoins or less are only outperforming Bitcoin. And this too, now the first thing you might think now is, well, this is a great tool. So whenever this metric enters this red area, I should buy altcoins. Whenever this metric enters the green area, I should buy Bitcoin, right? Well, wrong. Because the devil's in the details here. You want to be ahead of the curve, which means you need to invest before the altcoin season happens or before the Bitcoin season happens. And what you can do to ensure this is actually that you do an anti-cyclical approach. So there are two things as a trader you can kind of learn from this. If you are very long term, you could, for example, say, wow, whenever this metric goes down here to 10, so when Bitcoin is outperforming 90% of the altcoins, or maybe even lower, then I'm going to shift my portfolio from Bitcoin to altcoin investments, because you can see here what happens after we hit this metric of 10 or lower. It's just a matter of time until it reverses into a new altcoin season again. Vice versa, whenever we see that 90% of the altcoins have been outperforming Bitcoin over the course of the last 90 days, we should shift to Bitcoin, because it's just a matter of time until the metric shifts to Bitcoin season again. So this could be the first approach of you using this metric. A second approach is, and this is especially if you just maybe want to trade Bitcoin, if you don't want to touch altcoins, is that you could use this to time your entries and exits into Bitcoin. For example, notice that whenever this metric here drops below 30, that we see a spike up in the price shortly after this in the Bitcoin price. Now, not every time, but it happens like 8 out of 10 times. So whenever this metric goes to 30 or lower, we see in the following days and weeks a rise in the Bitcoin price. So that would mean for the situation right now, should we see the altcoin index falling here from 41.67 to 30, this would be the time to invest in Bitcoin again, because we probably would see an uplift in price just for a short time, but it's a couple of percent you can take from this. So as you can see, you don't always need technical analysis, or you don't always need charts to time your entries and exits into Bitcoin or altcoin. All it needs sometimes is to look at have altcoins outperformed Bitcoin over the course of the last 90 days, or has Bitcoin outperformed altcoins over the course of the last 90 days? And just with a simple tool like this, you can already be successful as a swing trader in cryptocurrencies. What do you think? Bitcoin season ahead? Are we going to see a Bitcoin price rising? Leave us a comment underneath the video. Also remember to leave us a like and subscribe to the video. And I'm going to see you again very, very soon. Take care and bye-bye.